do you mean, uh-oh? Uh-oh, what? Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to day 3 of the wiring of this beast right here. So we've made some wires off camera. We got some new wires here to connect the battery permanently. We're going to install these and we're going to start running some power wires over to that power bank right there. That is going to allow us to start the car. We're going to put in some switches so we can turn on and off the air suspension. Got to wire up some switches on a panel, and we should be able to go up and down and start it no problem. At that point, I should be able to start wrapping up some of this stuff and kind of mount it back to where it needs to be. I've charged the battery back up, and yeah, the hope is to get it going so I can start putting some seats in. So we'll get started. Yeah. Well, hooray! It runs and moves. So this was an amazing feeling. I was pretty excited. Here you see I'm trying to find the electronic advance so I can set the base timing. I read online that you can unplug it and then set the timing to 12 degrees advanced or 8 or whatever you choose, and then plug it back in, and that's it. So eventually I still don't find it, but either way, we get this car started again. As you'll see, I'll try and start it a few times while unplugging things. Eventually I find it.
How does it feel?
So far.
Huh?
Okay, so far. The brakes have to be blood again.
Yeah. Okay.
Like just, I had a little break. Oh, I unplugged the wrong wire now. I can't get it back on.
It's a lovely seat choice.
How's it talk, Bill?
Gotta work with what we got. Thankfully, you have a nice wheel.
Thankfully, I have a nice
Steering wheel. Steering wheel. Also have nice wheels. Gonna need a good bath when we're done. Looks different in the sunlight. So it looks different in the sun, yeah. Look how big our garage is.
Now that this is outside?
Yeah. What do you mean, uh-oh?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Uh-oh. How fluid on the ground here.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
So, as you can see, we have a bit of seepage. So, panic mode set in, obviously. We shut off the cameras. I ran over to get some floor dry. We got
Like yellowy.
the mess cleaned up for the most part. I spent 2 hours cleaning the driveway because the radiator hose also blew the next time I started it, because I decided to catch the fluid and then started again.
I don't think you had
Anyway,
power
we'll get
steering.
into that after. Luckily, some kids came by, told me it was the coolest car they've ever seen, and it made the day all that much better, but still, big bummer. All right, we interrupt this sad story for a good news story. We have received fan mail. Let me tell you what it says. Hello, my new best buddy. Me. I'm balling on a budget, my friend, and in my never-ending search for products, I buy directly from the Chinese manufacturers. I came across this little gem, this right here. I thought of you and your amazing build immediately and pulled the trigger on one for both of us. Nice. I hope you put it on your amazing car one day. Also, a shout out on your channel would be amazing. It's Andre Stereo Terrio. As you can see on his business card. Have a great day. I love you, sir. Your buddy, Andre. Thank you, Andre. This is fantastic. My first fan mail. And, well, he's a friend of mine, so it's super nice. Nice little sticker. Very reflective. I have just the spot for it. I'm thinking right behind the license plate or underneath the gas tank. When you look up underneath, you could scan and you'll find us. Andre works at Medicine Hat Volkswagen, and he is the top seller there. If you haven't checked out his videos, you need to see him sell a car. He sells a car like nobody else. So thanks again, Andre. Stereo, Terrio. Now, back to the sad story. Okay, so we have a bit of an issue. So as you've seen in the video, we had a rack and pinion fail on the side. So I think that could be one of the seals I had to reuse because it didn't come in the kit on the driver's side, or at least on the center shaft. So we're going to pull the rack and pinion back out, and I'm sending it to a shop here in town. They said that they can rebuild it in a week. And the price is pretty reasonable. A brand new one is $700 Canadian, which I don't want to pay. And I believe the internals of the rack are still good. So the rebuild I did, while the method was probably correct, the seals I received, there was just one missing, and I reused an old one and it probably failed because I didn't have the proper tools to reassemble. So there's those teeth that run through on that main shaft, and that could have nicked one of the seals as well. So anyway, we're going to take it apart and have a look and send it in right away. Right now we're going to take it out and get it ready to go to the shop. Also, which was off camera, we didn't see, I believe Emily went inside, and luckily she did because we blew a rad hose. So the upper rad hose on the engine had let go, blowing off into space, and it went over the driveway all the way across over to the neighbor's fence. So luckily nobody was in the way, nobody got hurt, and we washed everything, and I cleaned the driveway, and everything's fine. So we're okay, the car's okay. We figured out that the new coolant reservoir that I put in, I'll show you on the other side, has no vented cap. So I checked the old one, there was no vent whatsoever, and if there was an air pocket in there, it would have found the path of least resistance, and that was the top of that hose. So we've refilled the system, that's all back together. I've drilled some holes in the cap of the new coolant reservoir, and hopefully that's going to work out when we start it up again. And as you can see here, there's quite the mess. We put some cat litter all over the driveway to kind of suck up the oil that had dripped out from the power steering. We're going to wash this off of the tires because I don't know what kind of damage that's going to do to these wheels. Worst case, that's fine. I washed all of this. There was coolant everywhere, inside, outside. It was just splattered everywhere. So that is fine. We washed all of this. This is fine. And if you look down here on the side, that's where the new coolant reservoir is. And as you can see, it's nicely mounted in there, but now there's two new holes on the top of the cap that I've drilled for venting. There's an O-ring in there that seals that up pretty good, and I was very concerned about having this whole system very sealed, and that's fine. It should be sealed, but it does vent back into the top of the radiator back and forth. So it had let go right here on the top. This hose had popped off, and basically there was a geyser shooting up out of the car. Now this coolant sensor here, I don't think that's for the temperature. I think this one here is for the temperature, and this little diode is kind of loose here, as you can see. I'll pull this off. You can see this is very loose here. I don't know if that's a failed sensor or not, but we're going to replace that and put that back on, because I believe in the manual this sensor is the one for the actual gauge itself, which was not reading and not telling me what that was about. On another side note, it's hot in here. On another side note, the seats are in, and well, the seats were already in for a while. We got the brackets in, and you can see here they're going to be pretty nice. I do have to make a few modifications. I did make some modifications to kind of make them fit on the seat itself. They fit in really nice, and we're going to lift the front end just a little bit more, so it's kind of more of a cupping of the butt. And that'll work out just fine. So we're going to put those in. Not going to be any sliders. The tops of these seats are very tall, so we're hoping that with leaning it back a little bit, it's going to give me some more headroom. It's going to be very tight in there. I'm 6 feet, and I think it's just going to work out just fine. So I got the hardware, I got the mounts. I'm going to put them on the other seat, and we're just going to throw them in temporarily. But we're going to continue and move on. We're not going to give up. And start washing this tire and the back tire, and then take the front rack back out, and then this thing's back up in the air for a while until we can get that put back together. In the meantime, we're going to continue with the wiring. I do have a parasitic draw, it seems like, inside. With the key off, the battery died, and now I'm slowly charging it back up again. For some reason that happened. I don't really know why, but the computer seems to get pretty warm while the car is off, and I don't really know why that is. Everything else was off, so I might have to put a battery cutoff in here for now, just so the battery doesn't die while it's sitting here kind of waiting to go on. So we're gonna get started. So for sure disappointing that it didn't work out. Unfortunately, sometimes it goes that way when you're working with old stuff and trying to rebuild it. So unfortunately, that's disappointing that it didn't work out as planned. We still learned lots, and I would do it again, hands down. I just need the proper tool to slide over just to make sure that that bushing doesn't get torn. So we'll find out for sure 100% once we bring it into the store, just to make sure that there was something else missed possibly. Anyway, they're professionals. They're going to do it. In this way, I don't have to worry about that right now. The outside of it's great, looking nice. I'm still going to keep it painted. I think they will have to do less work now, so that's fantastic. We're going to press on, get these seats in, and then continue some more wiring for the switches and things like that. And as soon as that is back, then we can start the car up again and let it warm up outside, so we can test the rad, we can do all that stuff. I can put more fluid in, and that's pretty exciting. I will also bleed the brakes one more time. This pedal was only about this much from the bottom, so hopefully there's just some air in the system, and that will be it. So thanks so much for watching this video. There will be another one very soon as crunch time is on. We got some news about the house and the garage, so that's possibly coming up very soon, sooner than we had anticipated, and that is great. However, if you can see all around me here, I got a lot of work to pack, so let's get going. So thanks again. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, so thanks so much for that as well. I am creating something at the moment right now for a huge giveaway. Well, huge only because I made it, and I really like it. So hopefully we reach 2,000 subscribers soon. We'll do a giveaway, and I hope you stay tuned for that. So if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Share this with your friends. We're coming up to a test drive very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Take care.